Hi, my name's Justin Tartol, and this is my final presentation for Modeling Fundamentals. So I was super excited going into this class to get into modeling. I was really looking forward to it for a long time. And I was a little nervous because I'd never done anything like it, besides playing around, a little bit with the models and stuff we used in the previous classes for the environments. But I was ready to get into it and, give it everything I got. And, this for the first assignment was a nice little introduction because it was something familiar. I dealt with UVs before, and I felt like I did a pretty good job with this, so I was feeling pretty confident. I was like, okay, I think I got this. Then it was time to do our first model, and I saw it was a lamp, and I was like, oh, okay, it must be a very simple lamp, just maybe it's like a square lamp or something. And then I saw the preview image, and I was like, okay, that's a lot more detail than I thought. There's a lot of ridges and stuff. And I was a little nervous. I didn't know how I was going to do that because, like I said, I'd never really done anything like this before. But then you did that live video where you kind of showed us you taking a cylinder and just, making it the right length and everything, and then just going through with the edge loop tool and kind of shrink wrapping it to the shape you want it to be. And for some reason, that just really, really clicked for me, and I really, really loved doing that for this assignment. That's essentially how I did this entire assignment. Is I just went through and I shrunk wrapped the whole thing, to the proper shape, and it worked out for me pretty well, and definitely gave me some confidence. And I kind of thought, okay, that's my method. I'm just going to do that for everything because it works and I like it and it's great. And I honestly just could not get this tool down for some reason. I really struggled with it for a long time up until the cartridge, which thankfully I then figured it out. But yeah, I thought, okay, edge loops, that's the way to go. And I pretty much stuck with that with this bottle. I did most of it just using the edge loops. Um, Getting the ridges in was a little tough, but overall I had a lot of fun with this. I was really happy with the label because I love Fallout, so getting Nuka-Cola on there was pretty awesome for me. And I was pretty happy with this overall, how this looked in the end. I thought it looked really nice. The ridges maybe could have been a little better, but I think for how new I was to this, I was pretty proud of this. And then it was time for this guy. And it's funny because I initially looked at this, I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty much like a square, and then a couple other squares. Easy, I'm sure I can do this. It won't be too much trouble. Yeah, I was wrong. I didn't realize how little I understood the concept of holding edges. And in the previous assignment with the different more advanced shapes, I kind of started realizing, okay, I need to practice this more, and I just was not getting it. And that's where I came up with this idea of having a bunch of different pieces because I figured out, oh, if I just make this a rectangle and then I bevel the whole thing, it holds together. And I can make that one and all these things separate rectangles and just bevel it and call it a day, combine them all, we're good to go. And you let me know in the grading video that is definitely not the way to go. It's way too much geometry, and I should definitely avoid doing that if it's all supposed to be one piece. Like certain things, like you said, the ridges, and then later on I figured out the game art can be separate, but like you said, in real life this would all be one solid plastic piece, so I should try and make it that way. And when I went about doing that, I ended up getting this, which I was honestly pretty stoked on because I spent I don't even know how many hours just trying to get this thing to hold together when I would smooth it, and it just was not happening. So I ended up with a lot more edges and geometry than I really needed, but it stayed together, and that's what I needed at the time. And I never really figured out why this happened. I just kind of deleted this area and redid it. But I was pretty happy with this, but I knew there was room for improvement. And like you said in the video review, I was missing the little triangle, and there was a lot of unnecessary geometry, and the spacing here was not great. So I had a lot of work to do. So I went in, redid it, and I was pretty stoked on this. I spent a long, long time just deleting a lot of unnecessary edges and faces up within the model itself that you showed me. Then this little guy definitely gave me trouble. In the future, I'll definitely do it the way you showed me in the video by making a little cube and then folding it over and then just making the shape and putting it on here instead of just trying to form it out of this, because like you saw, really kind of made the smoothing around here weird. But overall, I was really happy with what I was able to accomplish. Out of nowhere, the holding edges just kind of clicked for me, and then it all made sense. and I was able to go through and delete what I didn't need, add in what I did need, and I was pretty happy with this render. But this one definitely just looks awesome to me. I think the color just really pops. I love the angle. I just really think it attracts your eyes to it, and I'm just really happy with how this turned out. In Nuke, I mostly adjusted the saturation, as I'm sure you can notice, and a little bit of the lighting and stuff, but mostly the saturation, and just I wanted to make it look really clean, and I feel like I accomplished that. I feel like it looks really nice. Really, really happy with this. And this was in Unity, which was a little weird at first, because as you know, when you first import it, there's no materials or anything. But pretty quickly, I was able to make a material and get it, generally the same color, and then figure out how to put the game art just in this one spot. Unity makes it pretty easy for you. It's a pretty smart program. So yeah, I was pretty happy with this. I figured for what we're trying to do for the assignment, definitely accomplished what we needed. And yeah, I just thank you for an awesome month. Thank you for the in-depth feedback. I really, really appreciate that stuff. I really take it all into consideration and apply it to what I'm doing. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's in the future, and I can't wait to get more into this stuff. I at one point I was a little nervous, like, oh man, maybe I just can't do it. Maybe this is not for me. And then at this point, I can tell you now, I'm feeling way more confident, and I can't wait to do it even more. So really, it was an awesome month, and thank you very much. All right, I'll see you later.